Hello and thank you for joining us. Residents in Toronto say positive change is on the way in the city thanks to Toronto Police Service's TAVIS initiative. Community members are talking about the reduction in violent crimes that has already taken place in local neighborhoods. Jacqueline Hansen has the story.
Thanks, Gifty. Just a few months ago, it was unlikely to see any kids playing in the park behind me or residents feeling safe enough to walk outside. The Toronto Anti-Violence Intervention Strategy, or TAVIS for short, is a Toronto Police Service plan to reduce violence and crime in neighborhoods. With community involvement and the ongoing support of Toronto Police, TAVIS makes a difference. Let's find out what community members are doing to increase safety in their community. Officer Rod, what does TAVIS mean to you?
Well, because of TAVIS, more officers are assigned to areas that are experiencing violence. With more officers, we can do two important things for the community. First of all, TAVIS gives me and other officers the opportunity to focus all our efforts on deterring and arresting those responsible for the violence, such as gang members and drug dealers, by providing additional support to areas that need it the most. And secondly, just as important, TAVIS allows us the opportunity to work with the community groups, businesses, city departments, to help improve the neighborhood and create an atmosphere that's not conducive to violence.
How has it affected communities like this one?
Well, prior to TAVIS focusing its efforts in this neighborhood, gangs, drug dealers, and guns were common in this area. Shootings and homicides were on the rise, and the local residents didn't feel safe. Well, with the help of our local division's TAVIS initiative, the community feels safer, the violence has decreased, and the people responsible for the problems are no longer hanging out.
It's clear that community members are comfortable talking with you and working together with the police. Why do you feel it's important that the community members get involved?
Yes, it's very important. A lot of people from this community are doing their part in helping the officers. Just for example, this neighborhood, along with others, have become safer because people are getting involved in TAVIS and making a difference. Just to remember, anyone can play a role in TAVIS to make their community safer.
With the changes that you've seen in the neighborhood, have you noticed a difference in your family's daily life?
Yes, it do, because before, like, you would hear gunshot all the time. You have to keep running, both you and your children. And there was, it becomes a place where it wasn't a place of playing anymore. It was a place that you would hear gunshot daily. And you wanted to go to the store to buy a milk and you would be afraid because you're saying, you know what if I go to the store and I never make it back? But since TAVIS came along, I would walk 1 o'clock in the night. If I look in the fridge and I run out with milk, I would walk to the Max because they're always in the community. You would always see at TAVIS, and the interaction with them, they would walk up to you, "Hi, how you doing? My name is Constable this or Sergeant this. What's your name?" And they represent, and I would say, my name is Emma. And they would ask you, do you have 5 or 10 minutes out of your time to speak with me? And you would stand, and when you speak with them, you feel the sense of belong.
Can you tell me a bit about some of the events that you get involved in your neighborhood?
A lot of us gotten together with the baseball, thanks to the 12th Division and TAVIS, giving us all the equipment for the kids can play. We had 25, 30 kids every Tuesday and Thursday. It was really good to see them playing and having a good time. It brought them all together, which was very nice.
Do you have any plans for future clubs or groups?
We're doing the baseball again this summer. The police are doing the bike run for the kids, and they all get bikes at the end, so it's really good. So we're going to keep on working together.
I'm here with Steve Tassis, owner of Variety and Video at Keelan Eglinton. So what has TAVIS done in your community?
Well, the business and the community has worked closely with TAVIS in the summertime, and we together put on a community barbecue, and we gave out about 600 hot dogs to the people that lived in the area. And TAVIS was involved, the BIA was involved, the homeowners. It was really good to get the community and TAVIS involved together. It wasn't like TAVIS was here and the community was here. It sort of gelled and kind of became part of the community because they were here for so many weeks. They got to know everybody and everybody got to know them. At the beginning it was a little bit, touch and go, but as the longer they stayed, the more they got to know the businesses and the people, and the more we got to know TAVIS.
In the fall, York Memorial, in conjunction with TAVIS, celebrated a youth day assembly at York Memorial, and it was quite the event. And collectively, our student leaders worked with the Chief Youth Advisory student leaders, with TAVIS and York Memorial staff to coordinate a day of celebration, and certainly a day of achievements, and also applaud the hard work of all the various partners that collectively work together throughout the summer and continue to do so throughout the school year in support of our youth, to keep them positively engaged in our communities, not only during school hours, but also after school hours and on weekends. And that has certainly made a difference. It was quite the day.
If you'd like to learn more about TAVIS, call your local police station's Community Response Staff Sergeant or check the website torontopolice.on.ca/TAVIS.